to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Call the meeting to order. Motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
No changes?
I'll second.
Okay.
We really don't have time for changes.
No, we don't have that kind of time today.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Approve the minutes.
Typo, I don't like to be nitpicky, but... and I had a question in that same paragraph, moved by Peterson, seconded by Reimers, to approve the claims. That two is two, not top.
I see that.
That's the way I spell.
We'll fix that.
And then I questioned, I know I was here, but is it stated claims in amount, let's see, drainage claims amount of the $78,000, which is fine, as per the attached schedule, and the county auditor be and hereby is instructed to issue warrants that allow the amounts specified in payment of same. So can you give me just an explanation what that means?
Gives me the authority to issue the check,
On the...
based on the motion that was made.
Okay,
Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to pay checks.
okay. It just looked like that stood out, is that always noted
Yep.
on...
Been that way since the day I was here.
Watch that closer. Other than that...
Doesn't mean that it's right, it just means that's how it is.
That's just that you're putting it in there? Okay, all right, that makes sense. So with that, motion to approve the minutes. Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. General public concern. Moving right along. Discussion action on wellness program. You're up.
I didn't make a copy of
We
this
decided
report.
to talk.
Good.
Last week, and I gave it to Peggy, the original, the Wellness Center sent, a notice requesting renewals on corporate memberships already, and man, this year went by fast. So we've been at it for a little over 10 months. Just wanting to know if you guys want to continue as we have been, with the county paying 50%. I asked Paxton for some numbers, and we have 23 employees using the rec center, total visits 846 for those, and then there's a few more that pay for a family membership, but the employee isn't going, but say the wife and the kids are. There's a couple that are doing that, so and that 846 does not include any families, that's just the employee.
So we have 27 memberships of very different types. I didn't add them up by type. And last year you chose to pay a full year's membership and request that everybody attend an average of 6 times per month for the full year. And, of course, that hasn't happened. But to go on...
I'm guilty.
I am too.
For the most part, I think it's
Most were in double
well.
digits, there were maybe half a dozen that were in single digit attendance, and if you guys want the sheet, we can certainly have it or make copies.
Posted on the front door of the courthouse to
Shame. The sheet of shame. Do better next year.
That's all right.
So it worked out that the county itself paid $216 out of each membership, and then the employee had the payroll deduction for every pay period to recoup the other half, more than half. We took the county as a lesser amount, just to make it
$18.
just to make it an even $10 or $20 for the employees, so you weren't dealing with weird numbers, so you knew how your payroll was looking.
I would guess after this first year that there might be some that said, gee, I only went a couple times, I just seem to pay the one-time fee as to pay $240 out of my paycheck every year.
But then the rec center does have the stipulation, if you join and quit and join and quit, they have a $125 rejoin fee, so they're trying to prevent that from happening.
And most of us don't use it a lot, or I didn't use it a lot in the summer months, because I don't do outside.
Well, I think I was in there, and the summer's pretty quiet. I think in general, people do stuff outside more in the summer months.
And, yeah, they recognize that, but,
Mhm.
I guess I've tried to think of some issues that I noticed, and it wasn't a really big one, but we gave them that month of November and December to join last year, and then we had people wanting to join after the first of the year, and we decided not to tell them no. They paid their full fee, and
It probably made it hardest for Kristen,
Yeah,
and she's
well.
gonna have to decide if you guys choose to go ahead, how she wants to handle it. But they just have a sign-up sheet for renewal and going forward.
And then I had a few people that wanted to quit in the middle of the year, but when you pay for a full year,
It's hard to...
you have to reimburse the county, so
Yeah.
there's no quitting. You belong for the full year. You
Mhm.
have to decide now. And then the other one would be your requirement for attendance, or the requirements that we have. Those are my three thoughts on, otherwise I thought it went really well.
I do too.
When do we need to let them know, or when is the re-up?
November 15th, that surprised me, that's what the letter says, so that's like right away.
Could each department get a list of who the employees are, so we can contact them to see if they want to re-up for the next year?
We could give you
Sure.
a whole list, or
Yeah.
if no one will care, I don't think. Who knows to join?
Well, it's like, what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks, so if we put it on the agenda in 2, at least we'd have a chance to visit with some of them. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm guilty, in the summer, I got enough, and I can walk outside. But in the winter, everybody's fighting for those front 10 parking spots, you know?
Right.
Because it's cold and you can't do anything outside, so.
But like when I talked to Kenny, he said, why walk outside? I said, well, we walked, and when it was cool, well, we walked in there. And, he said, well, why walk outside? When it gets hot, it's air conditioned.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep on going in there, so.
And I thought it was more entertaining than I thought it would be using the track, 'cause you got stuff going on in the middle, and there's people wandering around, so I just thought being outside...
Visit with while we're walking,
Yeah.
too.
So I-
The people that are lapping me, I'm,
You just say, short conversations that go by.
keep going, you're doing a great job.
Yeah. Any other questions for us? Is this something you wanna continue for the employees out of that?
I think we better, I think we need to, like Ben said, get it to department heads, find out if they wanna do it again.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think it's a good thing to offer.
I myself personally think it's a good thing, 'cause you're more apt to use it if you know you're paying for it.
Mhm.
More apt.
Yeah.
But,
And we'll have to keep in mind too, if any employee or their family member, spouse, whatever, turns 65 any time during the year, then it's the reduced rate.
oh,
Jana, what was your thought on, was it 6 times a month?
I thought it was okay.
4 and I said 6, and now I'm gonna go back to your 4.
A lot of other businesses require more than that.
Right. But did you say that really wasn't enforced?
No.
So it's kind of probably you should put it at 12 then.
It's probably just drop that requirement.
I mean, yeah, that
It's a
was
lot
my
to
point.
monitor, and how
It
you,
is.
I know.
how you gonna say, you're behind one time.
Yeah.
They
But
don't-
maybe-
Look in the mirror, you need to go more on.
Maybe it's not bad to have it in there if it's
We
something that they...
recommend, well, they're paying half too.
Right.
They're wasting
Right.
money.
I mean,
It's
I don't
actually
know.
all their money, 'cause it comes out of their self-funding.
Correct.
So it's actually
Exactly.
employees' all their
It's-
money.
it's
It's
really-
not
yeah.
taxpayer money.
No,
Right.
no.
That's a
it's
good point.
Going into that, yeah, the insurance fund, but, I mean, yeah, it's, and I know there's, if they don't go, they don't go, but...
Well, my husband went once, and I paid $10 extra every month for him. I'm not gonna do that next year.
Well, everybody probably has it sorted out a little bit better after a
Yeah,
year.
I think so.
And, right, yeah.
I don't want that quote in the paper, and my wife never went either, but can't leave that out, 'cause I wanna have supper this week sometime.
Maybe it's worth that. Okay.
All right, we'll get the list to the department heads, so they can contact their employees, and then have a date that department heads need to get back to us, so we can get back to you guys on
Numbers?
interest.
Okay.
Perfect.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for doing it.
Yep.
Thank you.
You want to read through there, you can probably just see who's on, who's your employee.
Moving on, committee reports.
As far as this past week, for me, no official meetings. Official extracurricular meetings.
I had one meeting with Dave Minikis out at the landfill for our year-end review. We walked both the old landfill and the old landfill, and everything's looking really good out there in his opinion. Had a couple of wells that had a little bit of barium in them. So minute, but the DNR still notes it's there. But, everything looks pretty good out there. We got to still do a little grading if it ever dries out. Few holes to fill and a little grading, but I told him we can't do it in this kind of weather. So, it might have to be done next year or whatever. But,
What date was that one?
that was on Friday morning. That guy likes to talk too.
You'll take that your home morning.
Yeah, we had quite a conversation. That's all I had.
Okay, Wednesday I had the ministerial meeting over at the Methodist Church. A lot of the meeting centered around the food pantry and spending the money that they're spending, buying food. We have only the one time that we're getting, the food pantry truck comes in or we order from. So then when there's lack of food, then they've been going and buying food, and it's costing more out of the budget than what they want it to. So we're trying to figure out ways that we can, see if we can't raise some awareness, having groups, businesses or whatever help, do food drives for that purpose. I guess the other thing Sandy, through the, mental health, they're approached the ministerial board, seeing if they wanted to have a mental health, or mental awareness for mental health, and the ministers are working on that. They thought it was a good idea, and hopefully we'll be able to get a date and what church or what facility it's gonna be at, but they want the sheriff's department, the police, school, and as many of us that would be. It's an 8-hour class, and I know Saturdays are hard but they said that most of the time it would be like on a weekday, so that's even gonna be tougher, but I guess those are... And then they were gonna have a meeting on Friday, but two of the ministers got tied up, so we're gonna try to do it this week. So, that's all I had.
That's it. I didn't have anything official. I didn't make it to the legislators' IDIS, luncheon Thursday. I didn't make it down there, so. I didn't have anything. You had anything?
I have a few things. Eric sent to me the billing for what the Murphy Tower has done, and I know, Rick, we've talked before that it's a county thing, not a, I don't know if you want to see that, I know that it's this.
The actual repair, it's the...
That's the structural modification.
Structural modifications, yeah, it's not the equipment. It's only, twice what they told us originally.
Well, that is absolutely in line with the quote that Murphy
Was it?
gave us, yes. After we went through all of the rigmarole, for them to get the information, remember, we had to have the engineering report
Yeah.
to them, and I researched back and visited with them, and it always was that high. And if you can believe what they say, they had some stuff that was a little confusing right towards the end, remember from the meetings, that
Mhm.
they had to come back and redo the very top part, was the finishing up part of it, but they said we didn't raise, we didn't ask for a change order, raise the rate or anything, so hopefully they kinda work with us, 'cause it is exceedingly expensive to get that done.
Look at that.
And if that is okay with you guys, I'll have either Rick or Eric sign it, so that we can get it in the claims for next time. Other than that, Eric, we have to have you sign a different one of those.
Oh, really? From last week?
Yeah,
For change?
typing error.
Typing error,
Yeah.
okay.
We have a report of, workman's comp, or not workman's comp, but just an injury claim, and that's confidential, so, do that there. I put a sheet on the table here from Upper Des Moines, telling you what they're asking for next budget year, so they're already planning, what they need to have, I should put it that way. I also gave you a copy from ISAC, on their, we got our membership certificate, plus they list, percent of membership dues used for lobbying expenses, approximately 54.1% of the dues collected goes towards the lobbying. And they're estimating that the percentage for fiscal year 20 would be 58.9%. So that's quite a bit.
If I can sign this one.
Yes, please. You got a billing for a medical examiner. Just wanted to share with you because of the cost. It has nothing to do with the person or anything. No, I need to sign.
I'll hand this back to you.
Okay.
Comp.
So, just want you to be aware, if we have more of those larger bills, it's gonna take a bigger hit on the medical examiner budget. So,
Mhm.
and maybe we won't have very many, but it's just, a lot comes out at once.
Do you think it's gonna be, the cost has just jumped up that much, so everyone's gonna be that much?
We don't have too many through the state. Most of them are done locally.
Yeah.
Mike Sexy and also, Kitty Worland do them locally for us. And then you don't have quite that expense in there.
Mhm.
But now we're
We're gonna have to
starting
take
to see
a
more.
body down to
state
Ames,
Yeah.
or down to Des Moines.
And that's where you see some of those bills for the
Oh,
transportation
yeah,
costs.
the cost, getting it down there and bringing it back was
Yeah.
terrible.
Livermore is doing a public hearing on an amendment to it. They started, last year was an urban renewal area, and it involves the entire city. It won't take effect for us until, they'll probably certify it with their November certification for TIF. And then I'll have to take all the parcels and switch them over from, the regular Livermore area designation to the TIF area. And now they're going to amend it, so then I don't know if they're adding more area, I guess I didn't look through it to see. I mean, it involves the whole city, but if you
They're
want to look at
tipping
any of that.
tipping the whole town?
The whole town. From what I read last time, so.
Did they successfully unincorporate over by the bridge? Janet hasn't, I guess,
I
let me know.
haven't seen that.
We haven't heard anything recently.
You looking after the bridge?
I'll touch base with her.
Why don't you, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I know she started the paperwork on it, and then the engineering firm, out of ISG, the guy that was in charge of it took a different job, so nobody had picked up the paperwork on his behalf, so.
Might ask, but I don't think it's...
No, I don't think we've heard anything.
No, I don't think
We
it's
haven't anyway.
the official.
I'll touch base with her this week.
Elderbridge sent a letter saying, they usually come and do their annual report, but if you would like, they can just do like they have in the past a couple times and just send us the information, and we could just have you guys consider it, rather than have them have to do a face-to-face meeting, but if you want them to do face-to-face, they will. So I was supposed to ask you, which way would you like to have it? Do you just want them to send us information, or do you want them to come here in person?
Information.
I think the information works.
Yeah.
And if we have any questions, we can contact them.
I will send her a note back, I'll let her know that. I suppose they're trying to schedule all their visits,
Yeah.
so. And I think that might be it. That's the animal. Yep, that's it.
Dave, I have a update from Dial, sent me this, yesterday on that tile project out there. It says, they have reached the station 7,900. Gravel road is at 8,900, so they are moving towards the gravel road. They're within 1,000 feet. He did ask if we had sent, anyone out to, or I asked if there was anything in the ditches for this. Trish and I were talking on Friday, and did you check, Ben, to see if there was anything?
I did.
Dial thought the one in the north side of the ditch was going to be located on the pipe, maybe out towards in the field. He didn't think it was gonna be right in the ditch, so I know Trish sent an email to Rick, but as of last night, I didn't see that he had answered it, but they're at least 1,000 foot from the road, so that we're getting them further to the north, and hopefully we'll get them across. I just wanted to make sure.
How much do you chew up a day? How much can they?
They've been doing between last Monday they did 240, 150 the next day. It just depends how many laterals they gotta, so anywhere from 250 to 300.
So, tail end of this week, starting next week, they should be crossing the road.
Hopefully, and there probably won't be a lot of traffic on that, being both sides was seed corn, so they, and going to the highway, I don't imagine too many, they can go down a mile. So, other than that, it looks, I was out there and looked at it, it really looks good.
Yep, I'll get up there and
If they don't, depending on what we get for rain, but by 10 o'clock, the weather map says it's supposed to clear up a little, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of sunshine. They say,
Well, Rick Hopper's gonna be down this week. I talked to him Friday, and he said he would be down there
Okay,
sometime this week. Okay, he just looked out the bloody run, see how much damage was done up there, so.
all right.
Anybody got anything else?
In regards to that, I did look at that, I was fully familiar even when you called me, but like I told you that day, I was out in the middle of the wind, basically all day. Yeah, and Dave said, you talked to Dave Fenton, the DNA, combine tipped over in a trench ditch. They got it drug out. You know, there was probably some, as far as in the ditch itself, there was probably places that needed to be, you know, could've used a little work, but then they're basically all that way. Damage minimal, as far as the, you know, I don't know how that all shakes out, and I don't know what the DNR's got to say. I think you talked to Dean, he had been contacted, so that's, as far as the DNR is concerned, you know, that's their deal, not ours.
They were more worried about a fish kill, so.
and that's where it was fuel from the combine run into the dredge.
Don't think it was a big amount, and I'd say the combine was out then on Saturday morning, you know, ditch bank wise,
I don't know when it went in, but they pulled it out Thursday night, so,
Thursday night or Friday.
Thursday night.
Did he didn't go down, did he write it down?
Oh, yes, indeed, upside down. If you'd
Well, I
like
saw
to...
the picture of it.
Yeah, I seen
Okay,
pictures.
I can show, yeah, if you've seen the pictures.
That would've been a scary ride.
Yeah, yep, so, I guess if that's the protocol, we'll let him take a look at it.
They'll handle it, but they asked the engineer to look at it, see what the damage was.
So, yeah, I looked at it and we'll see. I guess we'll just follow that protocol and see what happens.
I had a gentleman called me, this is for Ben. He was complaining about his newly rocked road being turned to dust from all the manure being hauled on them. There'd have to be chicken litter. And then people are running up and down the roads with full tender carts. He says, isn't there any weight limits on these roads?
They're not supposed to have loaded tender carts on any system, whether it's gravel or paved.
And the manure haulers, what kind of weight limits are on them?
They're supposed to meet the same governor's exempted 90,000 pounds.
I can't imagine a chicken litter having that much
No,
weight.
chicken litter's pretty
No,
light.
chicken litter, but you're talking like the liquid manure.
I think it was chicken litter.
Okay. That's just the multiple trucks that you're
Yeah.
getting there.
Unfortunately, that's farming community, the way it is these days, it's...
You have 5 or 6 days of dry weather and trucks running up and down the road, you're gonna get dust.
White clouds.
It does.
Not that it makes it any less bothersome.
All the wind we've had, probably all of it.
We had a few good days of weather, and there was a lot of crop that went out of the field.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we got road paved.
I can take a look at it, I mean, if it's one of our heavily trafficked roads.
It's the one between, the back way from Hardy to Renwick, that road.
Oh, the Autobahn.
Yeah. And it does, the people drive crazy down
They
that
do.
road, and it gets a ton of traffic,
Yeah.
and it just, like you said, it's just a snowstorm out there, so you couldn't see half the time with the dust.
The good thing, I guess, with that road is it's heavy enough traffic, I think it gets rocked nearly every year.
Yeah, it's a nice wide road. And that's about all I had.
Anybody got anything else to come before the board?
I mentioned that you should have got an invitation for tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, LEC. The, 2 representatives of the Motorola company want to meet with, kind of tower update business. So, it's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so Peggy sent out the invitation to all the LEC and the supervisor members. So, that's gonna be a good thing to be, Dean's aware, his buddy Steve Koch from, Electronic Engineering will be there, and, we're gonna try to get, basically, we all know we're at the equipment phase of installation on the tower, get that addressed, basically. 9 o'clock, LEC.
There's another meeting.
Tomorrow morning.
Yep, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock.
Nine.
Still don't have your email working. Don't know where your computer is.
Well, I know the computer, it's in here in the
Okay.
office.
I read that, I was gonna ask you about that, so.
And if you can't make it, Bruce, it's really not gonna be anything probably earth-shaking, but we had a representative from Motorola, she moved to a different position in the company, they hired someone, it really wasn't his deal, now he's transitioning out of that, they have a new project manager, but the new project manager will be there, so that's why they wanna get everybody back on the same page with what we have going on. And I have been in contact with the, temporary project manager over the last month, so he's the one that put this meeting together, so. Want to get that squared away as best we can tomorrow morning.
And then we have that meeting tonight at
6.
right,
And that's down at the...
emergency, perfect.
Where's the meeting, tomorrow morning?
Same place, yep.
Okay. Anybody got anything else?
They wrecked it, Dave, now it's 1 minute after 9, you were on record.
You were fired.
You had to talk.
I had to tell you about the meeting, it was important.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Carried. 9:01.